at this point, the project is looking pretty terrifying. I'm in the mood for colors, and it's time to make myself a cozy winter scarf to wrap up while dreaming of spring. Honestly, I've had to retire the idea of ever knitting a scarf again. I find knitting back and forth incredibly boring. Life is just too short for that. But a couple of weeks ago, I went to Bergen Knitting Festival and took a workshop with the talented Lagelam, who introduced an entirely new and an innovative scarf pattern. Instead of knitting back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, you knit the scarf as a large circle in the round. Then you unravel a small section in the middle and cut it open to turn the circle into a scarf. I know it sounds terrifying, but we tried it in the workshop and it actually worked. Check out this sample. I have knitted it in the round, unraveled, cut, and voila, a little doll-sized scarf with fringes. So I'm really ready to dive in. I'm gonna start with an I-cord that will be the center of the scarf and work myself out in stripes. And check out my color choices. So bright and fun, right? I think it is exactly what I need as we head into the darkest time of the year. So I'm just checking in with a short update on my Klippesjerf. My intention for this project was actually to get like kind of a quick project that would be kind of a palette cleanser. I've been in quite of a knitting rut for the last couple of weeks, so I thought this would be a perfect project right now. But after that, I've actually realized that the scarves I'm using are usually quite big, almost like blankety scarves. So I figured the smart thing was to make it large. So I'll do that, but that will make this quite a big project to tackle. So it's not the palette cleanser I was intending it to be. But either way, I think I will be really happy with the finished project. So I'm just gonna check in with an update on my Klippesjerf. I've done quite a lot of progress on it the past couple of weeks, so it's gotten some amount done. The thing was that I really thought that this way of making a scarf would be really simple and go very fast, but the thing is, I still want both a long and a wide scarf, so it's quite the big project I have figured out, and I was way too optimistic when buying yarn. So for this color, this is actually all there is left. And I have obviously not kept the labels on the colors, so I just have to take this with me and go to the store and just try to find the right ball of yarn for each of the colors. So that's one of the projects for today. I'm actually checking out a completely new to me yarn store here in Bergen. It's quite new. It opened this fall and a good friend of mine is working there, so I hope to get some good help in finding the right balls of Finishe. A quick update on my scarf knitting. I've been knitting a lot over the holidays, and now I've actually casted it off on the one edge, and I'm actually going to pick up alongside the I-cord, and then I'm knitting just as much out the other side, so it's going to be a quite large scarf, which I'm really looking forward to. but I'm actually going to felt it just a little bit to get it a bit shorter and a bit denser. But so far, I think this will be great. So this is the current state of my quick palette cleanser scarf, aka huge blanket scarf. I'm done with all the knitting, so I've finished both of the edges so that it won't roll over on the edges, and I'm quite happy with the size of it. It's quite a huge scarf I was hoping for. I think it will get a little bit smaller. I'm to felt it just to get it a bit denser. So the plan for this evening is actually to do all of the scary parts. I have kept a few stitches on each end on scrap yarn. You can see here, they're still on scrap yarn. And what I will do is I will unravel all of this part in the middle here. And that will be quite scary, but I'm so happy that I went to a workshop at the Bergen Knitting Festival. And I have already tested it. I know the technique is working. It will not ruin it. The theory is that all of the stitches, they only unravel downwards and not to the sides. So unraveling a part on the middle should be no problem. So I will unravel and then I will cut it open and I will braid fringes, and then it will become a scarf. After that I will felt it just slightly, and then I will have my dream color blanket scarf ready to go. So what I will do first right now is I'm gonna read the pattern a few more times, just even though I already done this on a swatch, I just want to have it exactly right. Which way I should unravel and which way I should start to braid the fringes. Right now I'm excited, but I think in a few moments I will be quite scared. But we'll see. I think it will work. Okay, so here it goes. So now we're at the halfway point. I have all of the spaghetti going on one side, and I'm going to start ripping back the other side. So at this point, the project is looking pretty terrifying. But the next step right now is to cut it open and start to braid the fringes. But like you can see here, the edge is quite secure. So let's start the cutting. So that was half of one side, and it took me about 20 minutes. So it's quite a lot of braiding going on. So now I'm in my bathroom and I'm going to start first the blocking and then the felting process on my scarf. What I usually do when I block all my project is that I first soak them in water and then I put them in a spinning program in my washing machine. Not a washing program, only the spinning, just to get all the water out of the project. For me, this always works. I have never ended up felting any of my sweaters. And that's because the felting actually comes from the mixture of both high temperatures and friction. And with the spinning program, with no water, you only get friction, no heat. So that's my tips, but you always have to know your own washer, just to be sure. So first step, soak, then spin in the washer, and then I'm actually going to use my dryer for the felting, and that's because I can put on a program 5 minutes at a time and then see how much it felts. And that gives me maximum control over getting just the fabric I want. So let's start by soaking, and then I'll check in. So now it's been 5 minutes, and I'm gonna open the dryer and see how the scarf is looking at this moment. I think it will need a little bit more time just to get the right finish, but I would rather be certain. So let's check it out. It's still quite the same, so I think we'll go with 5 more minutes and then we'll check again. So after the second 5 minutes, it's starting to get a bit denser, but I think I'll take it a bit more. So now it's been in the dryer for about 20 minutes, and it's starting to get a bit tighter and a bit denser, but I think maybe 5 or 10 more minutes and we're just where I want to be. Okay, so now it's been half an hour in the dryer, and I think we're at a very good place. I think this is good. I'll take it out and I'll try it. Okay, let's try the finished scarf. I'm not quite sure if I'm happy with the felting. I'm not sure if I want it to be even more felted. But if I'm gonna get any more felt out of it, I think I have to re-wet it and then put it back in the dryer. So I'm gonna try it right now and see if I'm happy, and we'll take it from there. I think it is at a great point actually. It's still got some length, but it's getting bigger, and the fabric is way denser. So you won't think of it as very felted, but it's compared to the fabric I had from the start, it's much better. So I think we will call this project a success. I will be back in a few seconds for you, maybe a day or two for me, with some finished object photos and maybe a reel. So that was everything for today. I really hope this format of video is something you enjoy. Please let me know down in the comments. If you're wondering about what I'm gonna knit next, you can see my knitting plans right over here. And I hope you keep knitting as usual.